Let's see. In the book, it says this is called the Arch of Triumph. It's actually called the Arc of Triumph. I'm going to read you the first line, and then I'm going to read you a portion from the middle. I was actually in Paris. This is the first-person narrative, essentially. And the first line says, I usually ask for directions when I'm lost, but tonight I would rather be found. And I was found by a lovely 25-year-old. This is our snippet of our story. I decide that when a 40-year-old woman attracts the undivided attention of a 25-year-old man in Paris, she should remain mysterious, anonymous even. The less information shared about sticky things back home, like the recent separation careening into a divorce, or the two little girls who are missing me there this week, the better. Instead, I tell him of my great love for jazz, which he knows nothing about. I tell him why scat singing is so hard and how a great jazz classic is a lot like the classical pieces he plays. You missed the part where he's the only straight Baroque harpsichordist in the world, by the way. And we agree that improvisation is one of the highest forms of art and speculate whether heroin makes it easier to release into the unknown, even though neither of us knows the answer firsthand. During all this chattering and listening, nothing more than the tops of our arms touch. He is attentive and polite. He watches my drink and refreshes it, thoughtful about our drinks for ticket agreement at the door. And I decide that perhaps the age difference has ruled out any attraction for him, but I am grateful for the company nonetheless. As the musicians launch into their last song of the night, my glass is empty, but this time I decline another. It's late, and I have half of Paris between me and my hotel. Then, without touching me, without testing the waters or looking for signs of reassurance, he turns to me and says, I would like to show you Notre Dame outside my window. I have just been handled by a 25-year-old in shorts and flip-flops, and I don't even see it coming. I would like that. A happy silence descends between us as we walk the 4 blocks to his apartment. He has been charming, I have been charmed. The surprise of it is enough for both of us for now. We must be quiet, he explains. Oh my, it's practically a college dormitory. There are rules against this kind of thing, consequences if he gets caught, but he is not concerned. He takes my hand and leads me through the hallway maze to his room. We giggle a little after we pass someone in the hall who politely averts his eyes. He offers the obligatory apologies of a single man for dirty dishes, an unclean bathroom, and an unmade bed. I wasn't exactly expecting it, he laughs. I reassure him, tell him it doesn't matter. The place we came here for is not tainted by such things. Stand right here, he orders, as he places me in front of the window like a favorite doll in a dollhouse. And he's right. It's breathtaking. The window is open. No screens obscure the view or the breeze. He stands behind me, hands on my shoulders. We have said enough words for tonight. After a long silence, he lifts my hair and blows on the back of my neck. He runs his hands down my arms and back up again. I am watching the clock on the tower of Notre Dame, thinking, this will be fast. I have drawn all sorts of conclusions about the hunger of a man his age, the fumbling I expect next, the uncertainty, the pace. Drifting in and out of this distilled beauty of this moment, I can't help but wonder how I will get a cab back to my hotel at this hour. Until I feel a slight tug. He is lifting the halter around my neck over my head and slowly, ever so slowly, revealing my breast to the warm breeze outside, to the street lamps below, and ultimately, of course, to the spires of Notre Dame. Beauty begets beauty, he says, quietly in my ear, as his hands follow the curve of my neck, circle round my shoulders, until finally, lighting a fire along every nerve on his path, they settle around the undersides of my breasts. We sit like this for a long time. The street below is empty, but I wish it wasn't. I want to be seen here, in this light, with this young man holding me up as an offering to his precious spires. I am his souvenir of Paris, and he is mine. And this is the postcard moment we will each keep forever from this trip. Ever so gently, his thumbs curl around to rub my nipples. He presses his front into my back, and I feel the outline of his hard cock against my spine. I don't realize I have stopped breathing until I hear my own sigh escape. Whatever part of me that was unwilling to surrender to the moment, to its perfection, Finally, let's go. As my head tips back and finds his shoulder, as my hands reach back to find his thighs, as I dissolve completely into the slow exploration of this stranger-turned lover, there are no more thoughts of finding cabs or leaving anytime soon. In fact, there are no thoughts at all, and absolutely no rush to get back to the next inevitable moment for either one of us. By the time he finally turns me around to face him, there is nothing left of the boy I met earlier. There is only the man I am here with now. As he kisses me, his face is as gruff as any man's at that hour. As his lips make their descent from my lips to neck to shoulders to cleft of breast to nipple, he savors me in the manner of a man rather than consuming me as a boy. And in his arms, under the exploration of his touch on every part of me, I realize I don't need to hold anything back here. At the window, I surrender to him completely, letting him slowly peel off my Paris sheath without objection. He speaks only in French now, and has requested that no more English pass between us until the light of dawn. That's okay with me. I have nothing left to say.